Sit down. I mean it. Put your feet on the floor, unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, breathe in for 4, hold, let it go. This isn't the kind of word you receive standing up, pacing, doom-scrolling, and bargaining with ghosts. God is saying something to you today, and He's not whispering. He's scheduled this moment. If this found you right after that termination email, after that glass-walled HR room where they said restructuring, after the folder slid across the table, this is not coincidence. That was a summons. Heaven has an appointment with you right now to stop the panic and reset your interpretation. I can feel what's happening in your chest, tight as a fist. The conversation keeps replaying, frame by frame. What you said, what you didn't, their tone, the smile that wasn't a smile. Your stomach dropped, your ears rang. You nodded and tried to be professional, while your soul started counting bills that haven't even arrived yet. I know part of you is already bracing for the call to your spouse, to your parents, to your kids. You're rehearsing lines to make it sound less like failure. Shame is knocking, loud and confident, telling you a story about who you are. Listen to me. Do not open that door. This is the first thing I need you to hear and hold. Not abandonment, architecture, not punishment, preparation. What you're calling the end is the beginning of a build. The ground is being cleared. That's not destruction, that's construction. You can't pour new concrete on top of old cracked concrete, and heaven loves you too much to let a weak slab carry the weight of what's coming. We're going to walk this out. In the minutes ahead, I'm going to show you how to stand still in the dust while the old walls come down, how to hear the blueprint in the clearing, how to recognize the doors that look like coincidences but are actually favor. Before this is over, we will pray over your provision, your dignity, and your next assignment. But first, sit, breathe, receive this. You are not being left. You are being prepared. Listen to me carefully now. Stop calling it rejection. Call it sight clearing. Picture the lot after a teardown, dust hanging, rebar exposed, the old footprint scraped away until even the stubborn roots are pulled. This is what mercy looks like when you've outgrown the slab. Heaven will not pour new concrete onto cracked concrete. He loves you too much to build your future on hairline fractures that would split under the weight of what you're called to carry. So yes, it feels like loss. Yes, it's loud and it's messy. But hear the new language. That's not destruction. That's construction. That's not abandonment. That's architecture. I can hear the sentences forming in your mouth. I failed. I'm behind. I'm unsafe. God left me. Those are not conclusions. Those are accusations. They sound like certainty because fear practices them in the mirror until they fit your face. But not today. Not over you. Not in this moment heaven scheduled. He's not taking from you. He's removing what was never supposed to stay. He's not closing your life. He's closing a gap in your foundation that would have swallowed you later. Let's be precise about what just ended. That job was a stream, not the source. If a stream dries up, the spring in the mountain is still pushing water. The paycheck was a delivery system, not the pantry. The title was a platform you stood on to serve. It was never your name. That office was a door. It was not the house. Doors swing, houses stand. When God shakes a door off its hinges, it's because He's re-squaring the frame, so what comes next will actually fit. Sight clearing means subtraction before addition, silence before blueprints, exposure before pouring. It means the bulldozer shows up before the architect unrolls the pages. It means God is pulling up the rebar of people-pleasing, perfectionism, and performance so the new slab won't crack under comparison and fear. It means He is regrading the ground, leveling pride's mound and filling in insecurity's sinkhole so the weight of provision won't tilt your life sideways. So breathe in the dust and call it holy. Refuse the old labels. Refuse the panic story. The ground is being prepared for provision that won't slip, won't bow, won't break you. You are not behind. You are at the clearing, and the clearing is where God starts to build. Listen, the voices will try to rename you right here in the dust. Fired, disposable, too much, not enough. They rush in while you're still holding the cardboard box, while your badge is still warm, to stamp a verdict across your chest. They want your title to be your identity, your paycheck to be your worth, your benefits to be your safety, your boss's opinion to be the courtroom where your life gets decided. But that is not heaven's courtroom, and those are not heaven's names. I know what's happening in your body. The humiliation of opening your profile and moving the toggle to open to work like a neon sign over your heart. The dread of interviews where you wonder if the pause after your answer just exposed you. The fear of being measured by strangers who never saw your midnight faithfulness. Your calculating premiums, rehearing, "We're going in a different direction," feeling like different means less. Your shoulders lift toward your ears. Your throat goes dry. Shame is passing you a pen and asking you to sign where it says, "I agree." Put the pen down. Hear me. Those labels are not skin. They are stickers. They came from authority figures, boss, parent, teacher, ex, even a religious leader, who spoke from their own fear and called it truth. It was never your skin. It was a sticker, and God is peeling it off. Peeling can sting. Raw places will breathe and feel naked for a moment. You might not recognize your reflection when the old adhesive finally lets go. That's not loss. That's air reaching what was suffocating. You will come out of this holding your real name, the one heaven wrote over you before the foundations were laid. Not terminated, but chosen. Not redundant, but needed. Not cost center, but wise steward. Not burden, but bearer. Your name is not a role you performed. It is an identity you carry. So draw a boundary around your mind. Do not negotiate with accusation. Do not build theology from trauma. Do not read God through HR. If a sentence in your head starts with "you always," "you never," or "who do you think you are," evict it. Don't argue with it. Starve it. Breathe and say out loud, "I refuse the sticker." Take off the lanyard in your memory. Heaven is returning your name to you, and when your name breathes, your future will too. Listen to me carefully now. When God decides to shake a life, He never does it out of cruelty. He does it out of love, an embrace so committed it feels like pressure. Pressure separates, pressure protects. Pressure says, "I will not let what is extra pretend to be essential anymore." You have been carrying extra narratives, extra expectations, extra survival strategies that once kept you safe, but now keep you small. So the ground moves, not to bury you, to unearth you. Here's what heaven is shaking in this season: the false security of a direct deposit masquerading as a source. The people-pleasing you called team player that really meant "don't be mad at me." The overwork you baptized as excellence that secretly atoned for a fear of not being enough. The compromises you justified as strategy that cost you pieces of your voice. The fear-based yeses you handed out like coupons for approval. Every time you tried to settle for a life that required you to shrink, it trembled. Every time you tried to call it stable because it was predictable, it trembled. Every time you taped over the crack and named it resilience, it trembled. This shaking is hidden mercy. Hear me. Heaven is preventing you from laying your future on a slab that demanded you contort. He refuses to let your next provision be built on a foundation that silenced your conviction, that taxed your health, that taught you to apologize for your brilliance. He will not let you mortgage your soul to pay for applause. He is sifting what cannot carry you forward from what must remain. That's why relationships that only loved the version of you that never said no are rattling. That's why opportunities that paid well but cost too much peace are falling through your fingers. That's why your own self-talk is being interrupted mid-sentence. Do not call this God turning against you. Call it God turning you toward truth. When you accept the shaking as love, the dust becomes sacred instead of scary. Your ears open, your spine straightens, panic loosens its grip, and suddenly, the clearing stops sounding like punishment and starts sounding like preparation. If you will let the pressure do its holy work, you will stand on bedrock, essential, true, unshakable, ready for the build that's coming. Listen to me carefully now. What you are walking through is not random, it is patterned. Heaven has used this storyline before. Wilderness, wrestling, renaming, assignment. Pressure always precedes the new name, and the new name always precedes the next door. Your shaking is coronation, even if it looks like dust. One night, a man slept alone by a river, between a past he couldn't return to and a future he didn't yet understand. A stranger met him there and wouldn't let him go. They wrestled till dawn, sinew screaming, pride panting, until a touch to the hip ended the fight and began the blessing. He limped out with a name he did not enter with. He wasn't Jacob anymore. He was Israel, hear me. That limp was not a loss. It was a seal. Dependence replaced swagger. He could no longer run on manipulation. He had to walk on grace. Chosen one, your HR meeting felt like a hip touch. Stop resenting the limp. It is the mark you'll carry into rooms you couldn't enter under your old name. Joseph wore a coat and dreamed big, then watched coat after coat be stripped. Pit, caravan, false accusation, prison. Every setback looked personal. It was providential placement. In a cell that felt like waste, he learned timing, language, governance. The training ground looked like confinement, but a nation's famine was already on the calendar. Your layoff is not only about you. There are clients you will stabilize, teams you will shepherd, ideas that will feed households you've never met. Personal pain is becoming public provision. And listen, you can't pour new wine into old wineskins. Fermentation expands, pressure stretches, old containers burst. If God had poured the next measure of favor into that old roll, it would have split you, your health, your family, your integrity. So he's stretching you now in the wilderness, where manna trains trust, where a cloud by day and fire by night recalibrate direction. That's not abandonment, that's capacity building. So stand in the clearing and ask the right question. What are you calling me now? Let the wrestling finish its work. Let the renaming settle in your bones. The architect does not only tear down, he rebuilds. Blueprints are coming, but first, hold still in the dust long enough to learn how to walk with this holy limp, because the door you're about to push needs your new name on it. Listen to me carefully now. Stop catching plates. Let what fell fall. You are sprinting under a cupboard that heaven already decided to empty. Arms out, fingers bleeding, trying to save what cannot stay. You can't rebuild while clutching rubble. You can't receive blueprints with hands full of shards. So hear the blunt instruction. Stop. No more midnight, just checking in emails to people God just released you from. No more begging for one more chance in a room he already locked for your protection. No more over-explaining your worth to critics in paragraphs they'll never honor. No more doom scrolling for proof that you're right or they're wrong or that the market is merciful. That is plate catching. That is fear in a blazer pretending to be strategy. Put it down. I'm giving you permission and heaven is backing it. Grieve without shame. Cry till the headache breaks. Say, I miss it, without translating that into I must go back. Rest without guilt. Turn off the alerts. Sleep like a person God loves, not a machine that must earn oxygen. Admit, I am afraid, without calling it unbelief. Lament is not rebellion. It is reverence that tells the truth in God's direction. Release is not quitting. It's worship. Let it fall. Let the meeting that keeps trying to resurrect itself fall. Let the image management fall, the curated post, the brave spin. Let the relationship that only loved your silence fall. Let the schedule thin out, and don't rush to stuff it with busy work that feels like purpose but pays in panic. Let it fall. The accuser will circle right here. They'll say you peaked. They'll say you were exposed. They'll say your age is a liability, your convictions too costly, your best days behind you. Don't answer them. Those voices aren't coming from heaven. Mute what lies. Block what shames. Do not hold a debate with a snake. When your hands are finally empty, I can place tools in them. Strategy, not scrambling. Clarity, not clatter. Favor that finds you, not hustle that hides you. Connection that honors your name, not networks that rent your voice. A plumb line to measure true. A trowel to lay what lasts. Open your hands. Say it out loud. I won't rescue what you're releasing. The clearing becomes holy the moment you stop catching plates. Holiness makes room, and room is how I place the new. Listen to me carefully now. The dust is still settling, but this is the moment to walk the lot with me and take inventory. Get honest. Get specific. Don't romanticize the rubble. Crouch down to the slab and trace the hairline fractures with your finger. Name what was draining life. Name the environment. Was the air thin with cynicism? Name the ethics. Were decisions dressed in profit but naked of integrity? Name the schedule. Back-to-back meetings that colonized your evenings. Name the commute. 2 hours of your soul on asphalt you kept calling normal. Name the leadership. Whiplash priorities. Praise that came with strings. Mentorship that felt like management by fear. Name the toxicity. Sarcasm is culture, gossip is currency, silence is survival. Misalignment hides in the spaces you stopped singing. When did your laugh get small? Separate your calling from the container that held it. You may love the craft, but not the system that sold it. You can be graced to solve problems and still be misplaced in a context that punishes truth-telling. You can be gifted and mispositioned, like a seed tossed on concrete, not soil. Hear me. Your calling is not on trial. Your container is. You weren't wrong for caring. The room was wrong for what you carry. Now expose the subtle bondage. Where was your income tied to anxiety? Direct deposit steadying your nerves more than your faith? Where were your benefits tied to silence? Insurance that cost you your voice? Where was promotion tied to compromise? Advancement requiring a version of you that apologized for conviction? Where did you trade weekends for worth, Sabbath for status, family tenderness for quarterly targets? That is cracked concrete that would never have held you long term. So define the new foundation. Write it like non-negotiables on a plumb line. Peace that isn't purchased by pretending. Integrity that doesn't bill hours to your conscience. Growth that expands you without erasing you. Alignment between what you believe and what you build. Sustainability. Work that doesn't tax your health to fund your image. Family health. Dinners you're awake for, stories you remember. Spiritual health. Sabbaths kept, soul unhurried, prayer not crammed between alarms. Leadership that honors boundaries, compensation that doesn't require captivity. These are load-bearing. And hear me, heaven won't pour new concrete over old cracks. This clearing is revealing what could never carry your future. Once the inventory is in your hands, do not rush to pour. Let the soil settle. The architect clears with intention. After inventory comes blueprint. We're about to unroll it. Lines, measurements, load paths. Provision has a design, not just a deposit. Stay alert. The plan is coming. Listen to me carefully now. After inventory comes blueprint. The architect is unrolling pages, lines, measurements, load paths. This is not panic building. This is staged construction. First, we survey, true north set, corners marked, elevations checked. Then forms go in, boundaries that tell the pour where to stop. Then rebar, steel memory inside the slab so weight won't make it forget its shape. Then the pour, slow, intentional. Then cure time. Do not rush this. That's not delay, that's strength setting. Provision in this season is arriving in 2 lanes. Daily bread, immediate mercy for bills, groceries, rent. Watch for it. It will find you like manna, just enough for today, teaching trust. And structural provision, a new stream, a new skill, a new network, a new role. That's the system I'm building so your next season won't break you. Not a deposit, a design. Here's how you agree with the blueprint. Daily quiet, 15 minutes minimum, non-negotiable. Sit, ask, listen, write what you hear. Write the vision in plain words. What you will build, who it will serve, how it will sustain peace. Date it. Track confirmations, conversations, repeated phrases, open doors that align with what you wrote. Seek wise counsel, 2 or 3 seasoned voices, not a crowd of opinions. Bring them the vision, not your panic. Then targeted action, applications that match your non-negotiables, not shotgun fear. Reach out with purpose, 3 intentional messages a day. Names heaven highlights, not random blasting. Now, new capacity obedience. If the blueprint shows a skill gap, fill it. Enroll in the certification. Build the portfolio, 3 case studies that prove what you can do. Take a freelance trial, 30 days to test a service in the wild. Prototype the small business. 1 offer, 1 customer segment, 1 clear promise. Practice interviews, record yourself, refine your stories, quantify impact. This isn't striving, it's rebar. It's strength set inside the slab. And listen, provision will often walk toward you on 2 legs. Conversations, introductions, doors that look ordinary but are carrying assignment. In the next steps, I will teach you how to discern which connections are blueprinted and which are distractions. For now, hold the pages, honor the stages, and refuse to pour faster than peace. Listen to me carefully now. Watch the doors. In the clearing, coincidences multiply because providence gets loud. A text from an old colleague the same day you wrote their name. A coffee line introduction that repeats a phrase you just journaled. A recruiter email stamped with timing that makes no sense and yet lands like peace. That's not random. That's rhythm. Heaven is moving through people and timing, favor walking toward you on 2 legs. But hear me. Not every open door is God's door. Some are escape hatches dressed as opportunity. God's doors carry 3 markers: clarity, peace, and forward fruit. Clarity. You can state what's being offered without gymnastics or guessing games. Peace. Your breath drops back into your body after the call. You don't have to betray your non-negotiables to fit. Forward fruit. Saying yes would grow you and serve others without taxing your integrity. Here's your filter. Ask aloud. Does this align with the blueprint I just wrote? Does it honor the plumb line? Sabbath, health, family, conscience. Do I still feel like me after the conversation, or did I have to shrink to be chosen? God's doors may require courage, but they do not require self-erasure. They may be sudden, but they are never slimy. Pressure to decide can come. Panic to disappear yourself should not. Antagonist voices will circle. You're desperate. Take anything. Sign now. Don't ask questions. Lower your standard. Don't trade destiny for urgency. Urgency is fear with a stopwatch. Destiny moves at the speed of peace. So walk with courage, not chaos. Take the meetings, send the messages, follow the leads, but refuse frantic agreements. If someone forces a yes without time to pray, the latch is wrong. If the price tag is your voice, your boundary, your name, Step back. You don't have to kick a God door, it opens from both sides. Favor will find you working your plan, not whirling in panic. And listen, this next part matters. The final enemy at the threshold is shame. If shame is driving, you'll grab the first handle just to stop feeling small. I won't let that happen. I'm restoring your dignity before I restore your income. Hold steady. We're about to silence the thief. Listen to me carefully now. Shame is a thief. It doesn't just steal money, it steals meaning. It crawls into your chest and starts writing a script in your own voice. I'm behind. I'm a burden. I should have seen it coming. I'm not valuable without a title. That is not revelation. That is robbery. Those lines did not come from heaven. They came from fear wearing your face. I see you, chosen one. I saw you staring at the ceiling at 2:04 a.m., counting bills as if anxiety could multiply bread. I saw you in the car, gripping the wheel in the grocery parking lot, letting a few seconds of tears escape so nobody would notice inside. I saw you in the shower where hot water tried to rinse a heaviness that wasn't on your skin. Heaven has not missed one tear, not one. Listen. I'm going to be blunt and then I'm going to be tender. Your name is not behind. Your name is not burden. Your worth is not a line item on a spreadsheet or a rectangle of plastic that used to open a door. You were beloved before you were employed. You were called before you were compensated. You were protected before you were promoted. Provision is coming, but I am restoring your dignity first. Because a healed identity is the only foundation that can carry what I'm about to place. Do not call this pause denial, call it curing. Concrete needs time to set. If you rush the pour, footprints and fractures will haunt the slab. If you sprint to the first offer to quiet the ache of smallness, you will build speed into the cracks. Sit in this holy dry time. The silence is not punishment, it's strength forming. Here's how you partner with me right now. Out loud, rewrite the script shame handed you. Say, I am not a burden, I am a bearer. Say, I am not late, I am being laid. Say, my title never carried my name. Heaven did. Breathe, unclench, stand up inside your own ribs. Let dignity sit at the head of your table and serve peace first. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to name what's trembling, because secrecy is shame's oxygen and naming is its suffocation. But before you speak to them, receive this for you. I lift your chin. I return your voice. I robe you in honor where you felt exposed. Income will come. Identity is coming first. Listen to me carefully now. Go to the comments and name what's trembling, not someday, now. Name it in plain words. Job, rent, insurance, purpose, self-worth, fear. If it's groceries, type groceries. If it's the mortgage, type mortgage. If it's interviews, type interviews. Don't dress it up. Don't explain it. Don't apologize for it. Name it. The moment you name it, you take its power away and give it back to heaven. You are turning a thread into an altar. You are turning a platform into a witness stand where fear is sworn in and overruled by truth. Type it like a prayer, one line. Hit post. That's not performance, that's transfer. Secrecy is shame's oxygen and you're cutting the line. This is how you break isolation. You let your actual need be seen in the light where provision can locate it. While you type, breathe. Shoulders down, jaw unclenched. Say under your breath, I refuse the sticker, I return the weight. Then post it. Heaven knows the story behind the single word. And listen, don't stop with you. Scroll and read the other comments. Choose one person as if heaven highlighted their name in yellow. Reply with strength, be confirmation, not consumption. No advice dumps, no superiority. Speak dignity. Say, I agree with heaven's name over you. Say, peace to your chest, clarity to your mind, provision to your address. Prophesy honor, not hurry. Your words might be the sentence that keeps someone from shrinking tonight. Community is scaffolding while the concrete cures. Build each other a safe place to stand. Hear me, chosen one. You are not singled out for suffering. You are being set apart for assignment. Your courage to name what shakes becomes a key for someone else's lock. Your comment is not small. It's a seed. Post it, bless another, and then come back here. After naming comes prayer. We are about to seal this revelation so panic doesn't steal the seed overnight. Open your hands. Lift your chin. I'm about to cover you with provision in the clearing, courage for the process, and favor for the next door. Open your hands. Lift your chin. Let me cover you now. Say it with me, out loud, even if it's a whisper. I release blame. I release the blame I've carried toward myself. Every could have, should have, if only. I lay down the blame I've aimed at others, boss, team, system. I release the blame I've secretly aimed at heaven. I refuse to build a house out of accusation. I return what is not mine to carry, and I take back what is, my voice, my peace, my future. Breathe, shoulders down, jaw unclenched. Now renounce the labels, say it. I refuse the sticker. Fired is not my name. Disposable is not my name. Too much and not enough are not my name. Beloved is my name. Called is my name. Wise steward is my name. And now confess this with me 3 ways, as a banner over this ground. Not abandonment, architecture. Not destruction, construction. Not rejection, redirection. Again, not abandonment, architecture. Not destruction, construction. Not rejection, redirection. One more time so your bones remember. Not abandonment, architecture. Not destruction, construction. Not rejection, redirection. Father, give daily bread and unveil the long-term blueprint. Bread for today, groceries, rent, insurance, gas. Let bills be met and pantry be full. Peace to the chest, rest to the nervous system, and blueprint clarity for the build. True north, boundaries, rebar. Show next right steps in plain words. I ask for tangible outcomes, interviews with prepared favor, referrals that arrive before we ask, creative ideas at odd hours that solve real problems, wisdom that makes complex choices simple. Right mentors who love truth more than prestige. Introductions that don't make sense on paper but make perfect sense in purpose. Supernatural timing that stitches days into destiny. Place their name on the minds of decision makers. Let emails find the top of the stack. Let "we were thinking of you" be a refrain. Now I commission you. Clean hands, clear eyes, steady pace. You will not beg for what God has outgrown. You will build on new ground with clean hands. Your no will be as holy as your yes. Wrong doors close gently, right doors open on cue. You will walk with your new name into rooms that require it. You will carry provision without it carrying you. You will build what blesses more than your image, what feeds, heals, and lasts. Breathe. Sit in peace for 5 quiet minutes. Then take one practical step today. Send the message, submit the application, update the resume, adjust the budget. Do it as worship, not worry. And when favor moves, when the call comes, when the idea lands, come back to the comments and testify in one clear line. Build someone else's faith while your concrete cures. God is not finished. This clearing is the beginning of provision, and you are being rebuilt to carry it.